Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn a lesson called The Will of Sacrifice. This centers on the profound idea that true greatness is measured not by what we possess, but by what we are willing to give up for the sake of others. So let's start with the lesson. Bhagat Singh was born on September 27, 1907 in Khatkar Kalan, Punjab, in British India. His grandfather Arjan Singh, father Kishan Singh, and uncle Ajit Singh were all active in the freedom struggle. Young Bhagat Singh came in contact with some well-known political leaders like Lala Lajpat Rai and Ras Bihari Bose while studying at the local DAV school in Lahore in 1916. In response to Mahatma Gandhi's call for non-cooperation against British rule in 1921, Bhagat Singh left his school and joined the National School at Lahore. This school was a center of revolutionary activities. Here he came in contact with revolutionaries such as Bhagwati Charan, Sukhdev, and others. He became a member of the Hindustan Republican Association formed by the revolutionaries of Uttar Pradesh. There he was initiated into their firebrand activities. So Bhagat Singh was born a long time ago, over 100 years. Even though he isn't alive today, people still celebrate him because of the brave things he did. Khatkar Kalan is the name of a small village. Punjab is the big state it's in. British India means that back then India didn't have its own king or president. Instead, people from a country far away called Britain were in charge of everything. This introduces his family. Just like you might have a cool grandpa or a funny uncle, Bhagat Singh had them too. It shows that he came from a big, strong family. It means his whole family were rebels with a cause. They didn't like that the British were bossing around India. They spent their time protesting, giving speeches, and trying to make India a free country where Indians could make their own rules. So Bhagat Singh grew up in a house where everyone was talking about being brave and fighting for what is right. It's no wonder he grew up to be a hero. Imagine being in school and getting to meet the most famous leaders in the country. Bhagat Singh wasn't just reading about heroes in books. He was actually meeting the people who were trying to change the world. Lahore is a big city. It's now in Pakistan, and this was the school he attended when he was only about 9 years old. Even as a kid, he was paying attention to big adult problems. Mahatma Gandhi told everyone, if we stop helping the British, they will have to leave. This was called non-cooperation. To show he was serious, a 14-year-old Bhagat Singh, he quit his school because it was connected to the British government. That's a pretty big move for a teenager. He didn't just stop learning. He moved to a new school that was more like a freedom fighter academy. Instead of just math and history, the students there talked about how to win India's independence. This is where he met his team. These were people who had the same goal and the same courage. Sukhdev especially became his best friend for life. He joined a specific group that had a plan to fight for a republic, a country where the people choose their own leaders, not a foreign king. Initiated means he was welcomed in and started learning the ropes. Firebrand is a cool word for people who are very passionate and bold. It means he wasn't just sitting around talking anymore, he was ready to take brave, bold actions to make India free. The revolutionaries were branded as terrorists by the British government. They believed that the British rule was unjust and oppressive. Therefore, it was legitimate on their part to use violence as a weapon to overthrow the foreigners. They used bombs and guns against the British and robbed their establishments. Their ideas differed from the Gandhian idea of a freedom movement based on non-violence or ahimsa. Bhagat Singh is remembered today not only as a bold revolutionary figure but also as a great thinker. He was steeped in the best traditions of socialistic thought. That theory advocated collective or state ownership of the means of production, that is, land, labor, and capital. This is borne out in the numerous letters, pamphlets, and articles that he wrote in the course of a short but turbulent life in prison. He wrote that revolution does not mean violence, but the spirit of freedom, the longing for a change for the better. The British rulers didn't like being challenged, so they called Bhagat Singh and his group terrorists to make them look like the bad guys to the rest of the world. To the British, they were troublemakers, but to many Indians, they were brave patriots. Unjust means unfair, and oppressive means treating people cruelly or keeping them down by force. The revolutionaries felt that the British were taking India's money and treating Indian people like they weren't important in their own home. The word legitimate means fair or right in their eyes. Most people prefer peace, but these revolutionaries felt that the British weren't listening to polite requests. They believed the only way to get a bully to leave was to fight back physically. This describes their tactics. They didn't have a big army, so they used small scale attacks. They robbed British offices or trains, but not to get rich. They used that money to buy supplies and weapons to keep their fight for freedom going. Mahatma Gandhi believed in ahimsa, non-violence. He thought India should win by being peaceful and showing the world they were morally right. Bhagat Singh and his friends respected Gandhi, but they disagreed. They thought being peaceful would take too long and that actions speak louder than words. It's like two people trying to open a locked door. Gandhi wanted to keep knocking until the person inside felt bad and opened it. Bhagat Singh wanted to kick the door down because he felt the house belonged to him anyway. Most people remember him for his bravery, but he was also a bookworm who spent hours reading and writing. He didn't just want to fight, he wanted to understand why the world was unfair and how to fix it. Steeped is like a tea bag in hot water. It means he was totally soaked in these ideas. Socialism is a way of thinking where people believe everyone should share the country's wealth so that no one is super rich while others are starving. This sounds complicated, but here is a simpler version. He believed that big things like farms, that is land, factories, labor, and money, capital, shouldn't belong to just one or two greedy bosses. Instead, he thought they should belong to everyone so that all workers got a fair share of the cookies they helped bake. Born out means proven. Even when he was locked in a messy, difficult jail cell, he didn't stop. He wrote hundreds of pages explaining his dreams for a better India. We can still read those letters today. He was saying that a revolution isn't just about fighting with weapons. It's a feeling in your heart. It's the spirit that says, I want the world to be kinder, fairer, and better than it is today. To Bhagat Singh, being a revolutionary was like being a gardener. You don't just pull out the weeds, that is the British here, you also have to plant good seeds, that is fairness and sharing, so a beautiful garden can grow. The incident that brought a total change in the life of Bhagat Singh was the brutal attack by the police on veteran freedom fighter Lala Lajpat Rai at an anti-British procession. It resulted in the death of Lajpat Rai on November 17, 1928 in Lahore. Bhagat Singh determined to avenge Lajpat Rai's death by shooting the British official responsible for the killing, Deputy Inspector General Scott. He shot down Assistant Superintendent Saunders instead, mistaking him for Scott. He threw bombs in the Central Assembly Hall while the assembly was in session. The bombs did not hurt anyone, but the noise they made was loud enough to wake up an enslaved nation from a deep slumber. Imagine a peaceful procession where people are carrying signs. The police arrived and started hitting the protesters with heavy wooden sticks. One of the people they hit was Lala Lajpat Rai, a very famous and respected leader who was like a grandfather figure to the movement. Because of that attack, the elderly leader passed away. This made people all over India feel very sad and very angry. For Bhagat Singh, it felt personal, like someone had hurt a member of his own family. Avenge means to get back at someone for a wrong they did. Bhagat Singh blamed a police officer named Scott for ordering the attack. He decided that Scott needed to be punished so that the British would know they couldn't just hurt Indians without consequences. Now, this was a major accident. In the heat of the moment, Bhagat Singh and his friends saw a man on a motorcycle and thought it was Scott. He was actually another officer named Saunders. Even though it was a mistake, it made Bhagat Singh a wanted man by the police. Later, Bhagat Singh and his friend Batukeshwar Dutt walked into a big government assembly and threw two smoke bombs. This was incredibly brave because they knew they could get caught. And that was the famous way of saying the bombs were a wake up call. The bombs were designed not to kill, they were just loud and smoky. Enslaved nation means India under British rule. Deep slumber means that many people were too scared to fight back. So Bhagat Singh wanted the boom to tell everyone, wake up, we don't have to be afraid anymore, we can fight for our freedom. After throwing the bombs, Bhagat Singh didn't run away. He stood there, threw leaflets into the air and shouted Inqilab Zindabad, which means long live the revolution. Until the police arrested him, he wanted to be arrested so he could use his trial to tell his ideas to the whole world. For all the aggressive activities, he was tried by the British courts in India and was awarded death sentence. Death did not deter Bhagat Singh. He kept the spark of freedom alive through his letters written from the jail cell. Thus, he proved that the value of a man lies not in what he is capable of receiving, but in what he is capable of giving. Two of the letters that he wrote, one to his fellow freedom fighters and the other to his brother, tell us what kind of a freedom fighter Shaheed Bhagat Singh was. Now, because he had used bombs and guns against the British government, they took him to court. A trial is like a big meeting where judges decide if someone is guilty. The judges decided he was so dangerous to their rule that he should be given the death sentence, which meant he would be executed. Deter means to discourage or scare someone away. Most people would be terrified if they knew they were going to die. But Bhagat Singh stayed calm. He felt that dying for his country was a noble thing to do, and he wasn't afraid. Even though he was locked behind bars, his words could travel outside. He wrote many letters to his friends and family. These letters were shared all over India, and when people read them, they felt a spark of courage to keep fighting for independence. This is a very deep lesson. It means that a person's life isn't judged by how much money or fame they get. Instead, a person is a true hero based on how much they sacrifice or help others. Bhagat Singh gave his whole life so that future kids like you could live in a free country. These letters are like a window into his heart. The word Shaheed means martyr, someone who dies for a great cause. These letters prove he wasn't just a fighter, he was a kind and thoughtful person who loved India more than anything. Bhagat Singh was only 23 years old when he died. He showed the world that even a young person can have ideas so big and brave that they change history forever. Letter 1. Bhagat Singh's last letter to Batukeshwar Dutt, Central Jail, Lahore, 21st March 1921. Dear brother, the judgment has been delivered. I am condemned to death. In these cells beside myself, there are many other prisoners who are waiting to be hanged. The only prayer of these people is that somehow or other they must escape the noose. Perhaps I am the only man amongst them who is anxiously waiting for the day when I will be fortunate enough to embrace the gallows of my ideal. I will climb the gallows gladly and show to the world as to how bravely the revolutionaries can sacrifice themselves for the cause of the nation. I am condemned to death, but you are sentenced to transportation for life. You will live, and while living, you will have to show to the world that the revolutionaries not only die for their ideals but can face every calamity. Death should not be a means to escape the worldly difficulties. Those revolutionaries who have by chance escaped the gallows should live and show to the world that they can not only embrace gallows for the ideals but also bear the worst type of tortures in the dark, dingy prison cells. Jai Hind, yours, Bhagat Singh. So Batukeshwar Dutt, often known as B.K. Dutt, was Bhagat Singh's best friend and right-hand man. If Bhagat Singh was the brain and the voice of their group, Batukeshwar Dutt was the loyal partner who stood by him through the most dangerous parts of their journey. So he says the court case is officially over. The judgment is the final decision made by the judge. To be condemned to death means the judge has decided that Bhagat Singh must give up his life as punishment for his actions against the British. He is looking around his jail. He isn't the only one there. Many other people are locked up in small dark rooms, all waiting for the same scary fate. The noose is the rope used for hanging. Bhagat Singh is noticing that most people are terrified, scared. Their only wish, that is their prayer, is that a miracle happens so they don't have to die. They want to find a way to run away or be saved. Anxiously waiting usually means being nervous, but here he means he's ready. The gallows is the wooden frame where the hanging happens. He says he is fortunate, lucky to die for his ideal, his dream of a free India. While others are pulling away in fear, he is stepping forward with head held high. He is saying, I'm going to do this with a smile. He wanted to prove to the British and to all of India that his love for his country was stronger than his fear of death. He believed that by being brave at the very end, he would inspire millions of other Indians to stand up and keep fighting until the British finally left. Bhagat Singh believed that his death would be even more powerful than his life. He wanted to show that you can kill a person, but you can't kill an idea, especially the idea of freedom. Bhagat Singh is pointing out their different punishments. Bhagat Singh was going to be executed, hanged, transportation for life meant, but Tukeshwar Dutt was being sent away to a very famous and scary prison on the Andaman Islands called the Cellular Jail forever. He wouldn't die right away, but he would be far away from home in a very tough place. So Bhagat Singh is giving his friend a mission. He is saying, since you are the one who gets to live, you must show everyone that freedom fighters are strong in every situation. A calamity is a big disaster or a really hard time. He wants his friend to stay brave even while locked up. He is saying that dying shouldn't be an easy way out. Sometimes living through a hard time is actually harder than dying quickly. He didn't want people to think revolutionaries only chose death because they were afraid of being in prison. He is talking directly to his friend and others who weren't sentenced to death. He says that even though they escaped the gallows, didn't get hanged, their job isn't done. They already showed they were willing to die. Now they have to show they are strong enough to live through the struggle. Dingy means dark, dirty and gloomy. Bhagat Singh knew that the British prisons were terrible places where guards were very mean. He is telling his friend, you have to be a hero every single day in that cell. Show the world that even if they lock you in a dark room and treat you badly, they can never break your spirit. So Bhagat Singh was telling his friend that there are two ways to be a hero. One is to die bravely for what you believe in, and the other is to live bravely through the hardest time imaginable. He was proud of his friend for being the one to live and keep the story alive. Letter 2. Bhagat Singh's letter to the second LCC convicts, Lahore Jail, 22nd March 1931. Comrades, the desire to live is natural. It is in me also. I do not want to conceal it, but it is conditional. I don't want to live as a prisoner or under restrictions. My name has become a symbol of Indian revolution. The ideals and the sacrifices of the Revolutionary Party have elevated me to a height beyond which I will never be able to rise if I live. Today, people do not know my weaknesses. If I escape gallows, those weaknesses will come before them and the symbol of revolution will get tarnished, or perhaps it may vanish altogether. On the other hand, if I mount the gallows boldly and with a smile, that will inspire Indian mothers and they will aspire that their children should also become Bhagat Singhs. Thus, the number of persons ready to sacrifice their lives for the freedom of a country will increase enormously. It will then become impossible for imperialism to face the tide of the revolution, and all their might and their satanic efforts will not be able to stop its onward march. Yes, one thing pricks me even today. My heart nurtured some ambitions for doing something for humanity and for my own country. I have not been able to fulfill even 1,000th part of those ambitions. If I live, I might perhaps get a chance to fulfill them. If ever it came to my mind that I should not die, it came from this end only. I am proud of myself these days and I am anxiously waiting for the final test. I wish the day may come nearer soon. Your comrade, Bhagat Singh. The second LCC convicts refers to the group of revolutionaries involved in the second Lahore conspiracy case of 1929. While Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru are the most famous names from this trial because they were sentenced to death, there were actually many others convicted alongside them. Few of the members are B.K. Dutt, Shiv Verma, Kishori Lal, Mahabir Singh. Comrades is a term denoting a colleague, friend or associate, often implying shared goals, solidarity, particularly within socialist or communist contexts. So Bhagat Singh is being very honest here. He is saying, I am a human being just like you. I love life and I don't want to die. Conceal means to hide. He isn't trying to act like a robot or a fake superhero. He is admitting that he has feelings and a wish to keep living. He says he only wants to live if he can be truly free. To him, living in a jail cell forever or being told what to do by the British isn't really living at all. He would rather die for his cause than live as a bird in a cage. He realized that by this point, everyone in India knew who he was. He wasn't just a man named Bhagat anymore. He had become a symbol, like a flag or a logo, that represented the fight for freedom. People looked at him and felt brave. Elevated means to be lifted up high. He is saying that because he and his friends stood up for their ideals, that is, for fairness and freedom, and were willing to sacrifice everything, the people of India now respect him more than almost anyone else. He has reached the top of the mountain of respect and honor. This is a very deep thought. He believed that if he stayed alive, he might eventually just become an ordinary man again. But if he died bravely for his country right now, his message would stay at the top forever. He felt that his death would do more to help India win its freedom than his life ever could. Bhagat Singh was choosing to give up his today so that the rest of India could have a tomorrow. He knew that by dying a hero, he would live forever in the hearts of his people. He is saying everyone thinks I am a perfect hero, but I am just a human being. I have flaws and make mistakes just like anyone else. He worried that if he stayed alive, people might eventually see him, have a bad day, get tired, or make a mistake. Tarnished is what happens to silver when it gets dirty and loses its shine. He didn't want the shine of the freedom movement to get dirty because of his human flaws. He feared that if he lived a long, normal life, people might eventually forget the excitement and the message of the revolution. It might just disappear or vanish. He decided that if he faced his end with courage and a smile on his face, he would become a legend that stays perfect forever. He knew that mothers are the heart of a family. He believed that if mothers saw his bravery, they wouldn't be afraid. Instead, they would want their children to be just as brave and patriotic as he was. He wanted to trade his one life to unlock the courage of millions of other people. Imperialism is the word for a big country like Britain taking over a smaller one. Bhagat Singh is saying that when millions of people finally stand up together, it will be like a giant tide, a huge wave in the ocean. No matter how strong the British are, they can't stop a whole ocean. He calls the British actions satanic, which means very evil or cruel. He is confident that all their guns and soldiers won't be able to stop India's march toward freedom once the people are truly inspired. Bhagat Singh saw himself as a seed. A seed has to be buried in the ground so that a giant, strong tree, that is India's freedom, can grow. He was happy to be that seed. To prick someone is like a tiny sharp poke from a needle. He is saying that there is one small painful thought that still bothers him, even though he is ready to die. Nurtured is how a parent takes care of a baby. It means he kept these dreams safe and warm inside him. Ambitions are big goals. He didn't just want India to be free. He wanted to help all of humanity, all people everywhere, have better lives. He feels that all the brave things he did were only a tiny fraction of what he wanted to do. He felt like he was just getting started. This is the only reason he ever wanted to stay alive. Not because he was scared of dying, but because he wanted more time to do good things for the world. He is telling his friends, the only time I ever thought about escaping death was so I could keep working on my goals. I wasn't trying to save my own skin. I was trying to save my dreams for India. The final test is a brave way of describing his execution. He is proud because he knows he stayed true to his promises. He isn't hiding under his bed. He is standing tall. He is so brave that he doesn't want to wait around in a cell anymore. He is saying, let's get on with it. I am ready to show the world my courage. He wanted the day to come quickly so he could complete his sacrifice for his country. Bhagat Singh shows us that it's okay to have unfinished business. Even though he didn't get to do everything he dreamed of, by giving his life, he inspired millions of other people to finish those dreams for him. I do hope you have understood this lesson. In case you have any doubts, you can comment below and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and stay safe.